Have you seen Jiro Dreams of Sushi?
Yeah,
Have-
I have watched it, and because it was big 10 years ago. Jiro,
I don't know. Jiro. It's a Japanese
Jiro
name.
streams of sushi.
Yeah.
It's like a burger dreaming of a bowl of fettuccine. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah, great.
two foods dreaming of each other. But yeah, Jiro dreams of sushi.
Mm.
Jiro dreams of sushi. He's like this sushi chef, world renowned, and he has like a multiple Michelin starred restaurant. And it was this big documentary about 10 years ago.
Mm.
And it's all about, he's almost like a mythical creature.
It's a great documentary because he's such a fucking hard ass.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to watch someone who cares so much about making sushi like to the perfect grain of rice. His restaurant has 12 seats. He never takes a day off.
Yeah.
He works all day and night perfecting sushi.
And it literally shows him, expertly dismantling like live seafood.
Mm.
Like you can literally see its eyes, like it's writhing in his hands, and he's just dismantling. Like he's literally wrapping it while it's squirming.
Yeah.
Because it tastes better, apparently.
Yeah. The
If
suffering is a part of this, flavor.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's a metaphysical part of it, but it's there.
Mm.
It's for your soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's so yeah. It just really. But they talked about him like he was just. Do you know what I mean? It was like Jiro. He does this and this, and it was such a glorification of this mythical creature, Jiro,
Right.
the sushi chef. But now, you watch a documentary about this ocean. It's My Octopus Teacher.
Which is a documentary about how incredibly intelligent octopuses are.
Yeah, you know how like every tentacle can like solve a Sudoku and their brains are incredibly advanced. It turns out that actually sushi dreams.
Mm. Yeah, because because people eat octopuses.
Yeah.
So the actual octopus can literally dream.
No, yeah, they do MRIs of the octopus. So
It dreams.
The sushi dreams, and if the sushi dreams of Jiro, that's not good. It's like a gay black dude having a nightmare about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Because
he's dreaming of the thing that's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is Jiro.
Yeah, which is Jiro. And he's dreaming of sushi, and then the sushi's dreaming of him.
Yeah. It's a mutual free trade agreement. Jiro dreams of sushi. Sushi dreams of Jiro.
Yeah.
The octopus is literally like when he's cutting the octopus, it's going, I've had nightmares about you. The other octopus fucking know about you. When he's like expertly dismantling, it's fucking writhing. Like there was one bit where the octopus was writhing around his arm. He's like, duh, duh, like he's just
wow,
just dismantling it.
Well, it's crazy that octopus is
and then
just
storing it in a barrel.
It's like Dahmer.
Yeah. No, he's the Jeffrey Dahmer of the ocean.
He's the Jeffrey Dahmer of octopuses.
He's like scuba diving like Jeffrey Dahmer. They're like,
yeah.
Fucking... If Octopus made movies, they'd make one about him.
Yeah. It's the serial killer, can't be caught and so on.
But we were just celebrating him 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's strange that octopus would be an entree.
Yeah. Well, they're as smart as monkeys, apparently.
Yeah, it's like having an orangutan, like as an entree. Like you have an orangutan finger and then you move on to just chicken.
Yeah. I think if you're going to, deep fry a bonobo, you make that the headline of your palate.
Yeah.
It's not an amuse-bouche.
Right. You should have intelligence as the priority.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can't eat something that's capable of love and then just, have a scallop that has no nervous system.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, right. Because, it's like when you get an appetizer, you get calamari and you get, oysters, which have no nervous system. But we just put them on the same level.
Yeah, something that's capable of intelligent problem solving, dreaming, having deep relationships emotionally. We put it on the same thing as something that gives you diarrhea. Often.
Yeah, totally.
Oysters. Probably that's very unrelated, actually.
Well, we elevate the oysters above the calamari. Like it's almost like, you're getting calamari, you pleb.
Oh yeah. Did you enjoy eating that creature that had a long love with another creature in the ocean and could literally cry and dream. And yeah, well, you wait till you taste this thing that feels nothing.
Yeah.
It's like if aliens, if they ate us, I'd like to think that we were late in the meal.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, you'd want to be at least a main meal.
This is slow cooked human cheek.
Yeah.
And then we're going to eat, some slug from Mars that can't think.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, they eat the slug from Mars that can't think first to wet their palate.
That's what you'd hope.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just saying, like, if human brain's on the fucking thing, that's got to be the finale, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because some cultures eat dolphin.
Yeah.
I mean, Jiro...
But they don't graze on it.
They're not snacking on dolphin fin with a bit of whale blubber and a fucking orangutan finger while they watch Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off and show some respect.
It's disrespectful to watch TV and eat dolphin.
I've always said that.
I think you get around it, Be mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful when you eat a thing full of a mind.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
I really liked your story that you were telling me about this gig you had recently that had the broadest demographic that you've ever experienced.
Yeah, the way I described it, this gig, it was like the crowd was like if you put Groupon in a NutriBullet.
Right.
So Groupon's already blended enough because it's just people who are united by being cheap.
Right, so Groupon being like coupons you get from a book that give you a free ticket to a comedy club.
That already diversifies your crowd quite a bit. Everyone's cheap, but different group. Like it's the cheap people from that subculture, cheap goths.
Right.
Cheap bricklayers.
Right.
But it was like that, but if you put it in a blender again, because it was almost like, so there's just a lady in a full burqa sitting next to like a concreter with a neck tattoo and a flat brim. Mm-hmm. 4 Chinese people. Pig with blue hair, an African dude sitting by himself. 4 people with blue hair.
Four non-binary, blue hair. Dude with the mohawk who's like an 80s punk.
One guy with an ironic shirt of Kendall Roy from Succession, but like, do you know what I mean? Like sort of a guy that's above the show or something. Because you're like, this guy's not going to fucking laugh. He's already, do you know what I mean? He's too ironically detached and probably medicated. Right. Frankly, on benzodiazepam. To laugh.
And then you have just the middle class white married couple that have come accidentally. Who are actually the one people that are paid. I've done those gigs before. They're often at casinos too. Yeah. Because the casino mailing list is fucking vast.
Yeah.
It's not just we're getting suburban white blokes in. It's like this dude just got off an Emirates flight. He's a Saudi prince.
Yeah.
And we've got Darren who has rushed in to take a shit.
And had to check in.
Casino.
He had to check in, so his email's on the thing.
Yeah.
Because you got to write your email to take a shit at a casino.
Do you?
Well, you got to go through an induction to piss. I just went to one. They would barely let me in. They tagged my bag. It was unbelievable.
I know what you mean.
I was like, I'm going to destroy your porcelain. Like, I'm not here to...
Yeah, I'm not here to plant a bomb or something. You know what I mean? I mean, there's bombs going off, but it ain't the things you think.
Yeah, it's chronic diarrhea. But yeah,
you're right though. Like they for some reason when you do gigs at casinos, they have a really full on health and safety induction. Yeah, for some reason, if you perform there, and so you fucking.
It's one of the ironies of life. The shitter the venue, the harder it is to get in. Right. So I can go into the Sheraton 5-star, probably get into the pool. Because if you just walk into a Sheraton, they're like, oh, he must be here. Try going to an RSL, one of the shittest venues you can go to. They'll fingerprint you, ID you, photograph you, upload your consciousness to the singularity forever. And you're like, I'm just doing a shit. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, meanwhile, you can go to the 5 Diamond Hotel in a ski resort where you're having a luxury bath while someone massages you, or just assuming you're in a Russian oligarch.
Yeah, they'll just assume you're an oligarch. They'll be like, oh, look, the oligarch walked in. He's not dressed well, but he walked in, so he must belong here. Yeah. There's no one at the Sheraton or at a 5-star Hilton going like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Because they're scared if they do. They're like, don't you know I'm an Egyptian prince?
Yeah.
Mm.
I run oil, bitch. But yeah, like
I'm in oil.
But I'm dressed casually.
Yeah.
It's
and
crypto.
they're like, don't risk it.
Well, now it's like he's a crypto billionaire fascist.
The thing is, if
Crypto
Elon
fascist.
Musk turned up to the Coolangatta RSL,
He'd be
they'd
ID'd.
be like, ID him. Sorry, mate, you have to sign in. Then The Last Stand plays. Bam, bam, bam. You got Elon Musk standing there.
Getting photographed, ID'd.
Did I ever tell you about...
Interrogated in another room, probed.
Yeah, get him on the floor.
Get him on the floor. Yeah,
Doesn't matter if you're Elon Musk. They would be like that.
No,
they'd be like, mate, I don't give a fuck who you are, mate. On the floor.
The shittest venues have the most protocol.
Mm.
The best venues have no protocol.
Did you ever hear the story? It's one of my favourite comedy stories. Reece Nicholson. You know this story, right? He's at the Newcastle RSL.
Yeah.
And in the middle of his gig, The Last Stand plays. Because it's an RSL, it's a Return Servicemen's League. It's for veterans of Australian War, just for Americans or whatever. Veterans of Australian War. And he's on stage. And when it plays, everyone has to have a minute's silence.
Yeah.
And so he was on stage in the middle of his set and everyone had to stand up and he had to be silent. and then at the end, they say, you know, after the minute's silence, lest we forget. And then he famously said, yeah, I'll never fucking forget.
Yeah, right.
I'll never forget this.
So it's like being heckled by a funeral. Like you're doing a gig and then they like, we're just going to bring a casket in with some pallbearers and just gently lower this coffin into the subterranean earth.
Subterranean earth. Yeah, it's like I guess it's like, you know, doing a stand-up set next to a funeral.
Yeah, sorry, we're just going to embalm a corpse during the opening act.
Turn on the cremations, the support act.
Live cremations and comedy.
Just strange pairings that'll happen in the dystopian future.
That'll be the Groupon. Yeah, I'm going to the live cremation and there's a comedy show on at the same time.
Because in the future we'll just never want to be not entertained. Like you can't not be entertained. So it's like, what, I got to go to a funeral now? Put a stand-up on or a band or something.
I can't have it. Yeah, it's like I saw this sign. It said, get rid of pokies, replace with live music. And I was like, what about just a void?
Just have a void room.
A void? You just go in, there's nothing there. What about an absence of everything?
Yeah, just have fucking some time with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, you know, you enter a room and it's just a bunch of people like us standing around, just nod, silence.
Yeah, just
no tech, no one else on tech, no one with headphones
no beeping.
Just welcome to the void.
Yeah.
Stand over there. Thank you.
There's nothing here.
Yeah. And someone's like, hey, mate, you don't talk to me.
Yeah. We don't need a cover band. Like to fill this void.
Yeah. Anyway, so what we were talking about, the gig with the vast demographic. That's what we were talking about. And it just reminds me these days of how often strange groups are brought together.
Yeah.
I just mean in the sense that in the world of the internet, we're so interconnected that strange groups meet that should never meet.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about with dating apps. Like, you know, you'll get a Sherpa going on a date with an accountant who works for a major global corporate.
Oh, yeah.
Because the algorithm's like, you two should meet.
That's you'll meet people who met on Tinder. It'll be like an electrical engineer. And then a guy that, you know, counts marbles or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's a weird, it just makes no sense. They would never meet organically.
Right.
It violates the laws of organic meeting.
Right. Yeah.
You get a conga line instructor and then a guy that, you know, demolishes buildings.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
How would have they met?
They would never have met. And that's what like there's just identities now that are a hodgepodge of things that have, because people's identities are complicated now. In the 90s, you were like, you're a punk, you're a goth, I'm an atheist, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Now you get people that are like, look, I'm an atheist, but I believe in spirituality and Buddhism and I meditate. I'm in science and rationality. I believe that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think Bill Gates is poisoning the water to microchip us.
Yeah.
And I run a drum circle. It's like, how long is this haircut going to take? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's more like when you go to Fishbowl and you build your own bowl.
Right.
You know, you customize it. You go, I'll have some fucking salmon, some wasabi. Like,
Yeah.
that's like us, but with our...
Because that's late stage capitalism. Late in our civilization, all we have to work with is our identity.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's a great example because he's UFC bodybuilding fitness guy who's now also a stand-up and now talking to economists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a weird mix where Joe Rogan's taken meathead fighting people and got them into like economics, wellness, conspiracy theories. Like
Yes,
he's
got scientists into chokeholds as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got scientists that are going out there like doing arm bars now.
That's
at
why
the lab.
you like. I was looking at this neurobiologist. He looked like a henchman from a Bond film.
Right.
So his neck was like an NRL player, but he's like the dopamine circuit actually releases. It's like you look like you should be packing a scrum
because he listens to Joe Rogan, so he's doing weights.
Yeah.
He's doing weights, and he's learning jujitsu.
Yeah.
That never used to happen. So now he goes to the lab. He's at the Large Hadron Collider, and Watkins is like, I don't think this particle is actually, you know. And he's like, what the fuck do you say? Like he's, getting, like he's, you got,
you don't fuck with scientists anymore. Like
people
people used to dangle them over, railings and
hold them by their feet and nerd, and their fucking pens would fall out of their top pocket.
Now there's scientists going around going, what the fuck? I'll fucking glass you can't.
You remember a movie called Nerds?
No, I've not
really
seen
famous movie in the 80s called Nerds.
Yeah.
And then there was Revenge of the Nerds, and then there was a series
of them. The nerds were, so they were geeky.
They were geeky nerds, Poindexter glasses, collared shirt, and the whole movie was about how they're the underdogs. None of the women liked them. All the jocks picked on them, and the jocks hated them. And the story's a classic underdog story. The nerds arrive at uni. None of the girls like them. Everyone makes fun of them. They have no friends. And then the jocks pick on them and tease them. And the jocks are like the baddies. And then eventually the nerds win.
You couldn't do that now because the Joe Rogan thing, it's like he's like a jock interviewing nerds. He's
a jock who's a nerd. He's gotten people from UFC into UFOs.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen before the internet.
That's why you go to the gym now. There'll be a guy that looks like he's going to coward punch you, but instead he tells you about how dopamine increases.
Yeah,
cold punch.
Yeah,
you're like, thank God.
Yeah, he's microdosing magic mushrooms, so he thinks we're all one.
10 years ago, he would have been waterboarding me in the cold plunge.
Yeah, he would have had your elbow against your throat.
Now he's telling me about the benefits of it.
Exactly. Times have changed in that regard, hugely. There's too many fucking identities. Like, I don't mean too many identities. I mean people's identities are almost customized.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like this thing of a sexologist. You know what a sexologist is?
A scientist of sex.
Exactly. Used to be a nerd. Used to be people who had lots of sex and understood sex. And then there were nerds.
Yeah.
Like they were separate. Now you get sex nerds.
Yeah, there's a whole thing. I know a professor of logic that's polyamorous.
Yeah.
And it's like he's applied logic to like optimizing polyamory. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like what a robot would do.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Monday I'm with Stacey because she understands I like soup, so that's good. And then Wednesday I need emotional nourishment from Monica. Do you know what it's like? That's what a logic circuit would do.
Right.
Like a computer would be like, why would I stick with one computer? Like I can meet up with other circuit boards and optimize the mainframe.
He sounds like the kind of guy who would have a ponytail.
Yeah.
Like that's a symbol of that.
Yeah.
Again, a new species of identity.
Yeah.
The like I'm not saying that didn't exist. Like I'm not naive enough to say that there weren't logic professors that had dark-seated sexual interests. Dark-seated, or whatever, like they're into bondage or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that that shit was like hidden or kept secret or they didn't meet.
Yeah,
the guy who runs the bondage club who's like, oh, you're into maths. That's interesting. Would you like to bend over while I get a paddle and whip your ass cherry red?
Yeah. This will actually make you better at maths too.
Yeah.
Being probed with a butt plug. Because it actually stimulates norepinephrine, which makes you better at Sudokus. Like, because they've weaponized it for benefits too.
Right.
The sexologist types.
Well, that's the whole point of this whole discussion, is that through super individualism, I'm this, I'm that, I'm atheist, spiritual, like, no. You know, it's all about self-improvement.
Yeah.
Because we can't change the bigger things like Google, privacy, the development of AI, nuclear war, climate change, government policy. Like, in this democracy now, we can't change any of that shit, but we can change ourselves.
Yeah.
We can build a new identity and stuff and, you know, customize ourselves and our clothes and our lifestyles and our fucking health and shit.
Yeah.
Like, people will be offended if you do an Indian accent,
Mm.
but they won't be offended that Indian people, like, say migrant workers in general, don't get paid in the gig economy. They get shitty work. They get no contracts. It's not enough money. They don't have health insurance and stuff. And
if they die in transit, no one investigates.
No one investigates.
Goes direct to tarpaulin tent and go, nothing to see here.
Yeah. On his way to deliver us a burger. No one's ever offended when an ethnic worker turns up to their doorstep with a laxer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I always thought if a Deliveroo died on the way to deliver your panini, you should get a notification. Just saying that you have, like, sort of caused a murder.
Yeah.
By delivering a katsu chicken burger in a fucking hailstorm.
I hope you're glad you got
garbage.
that. Yeah. I hope you're glad you got that Big Mac because, Eli's dead.
The moped fucking went into a semi. Like, it's kind of aggressive, the message. Like, it's like, you piece of shit. I hope you enjoy being in your futon.
Yeah.
Sandeep's moped had a head-on collision with a tractor trailer. Because it's a fucking hailstorm and you needed your katsu burger, did you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm trying to say is this, and I'm not like I'm not trying to be righteous. I'm just saying that we know we can't change that.
Yeah.
We know that, like, Rashad and fucking Eli, like the immigrant workers, could get a fuck deal. Nobody's like, let's increase the prices of Uber. Let's get collective action. It's too complicated, too hard, and we don't even do that. So it comes out in other ways, like if you do an Indian accent.
Yeah, right.
Or whatever on stage or something. People are like, fuck you, fucking... But we don't change the bigger thing. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's like a release of pressure.
Yeah.
Like our phones, slavery, the fucking clothes we wear, bad economic system, oppression of brown and black people, gig economy for immigrant workers, immigrants not integrating. Like, how do we deal with this? Oh, fuck it. Won't change any of that, but don't fucking impersonate them. So we get in the Uber and we go, look, I know you're getting ripped off, but I won't impersonate you. That's the deal.
Yeah. It should be the other way around, right?
Mm.
Like, you should be able to impersonate and then fix all that.
Right.
Or at least that'd be better.
Yeah, I think so. That it like, if conservatives who hate political correctness, who are always on about how political correctness has gone mad, Sky News, Fox News, silly left, liberal agenda that's ridiculous. I'll cut you a deal. You band together with all your corporate mates and all your mates in politics, and you agree to change the deal for migrant workers, where they get a better deal, they get better health coverage, they have a contract with gig economy workers like Uber.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed to do an entire news broadcast in a Chinese accent.
Yeah.
So you get the political correct thing, but the actual structure's changed. And Chinese immigrants would be like, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I assume that they would be on board. It's like, yeah, we get paid more and better rights and privileges. Yep. And then you just have to watch Sky News going, now the weather.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You
they
know
can't,
what I mean?
they try and get their cake and eat it.
Yeah. They want to keep capitalism at its peak.
They want to do the financial broadcast, with their eyes, like, but then they also don't want to do it. They're trying to get both.
Whereas the liberal people are just trying to get political correctness, but aren't changing capitalism. And I guess conservatives are like, I want to keep capitalism even better.
Yeah.
Make it even stronger. And I want to be able to impersonate an Indian man while I get my curry.
Yeah.
At Sandeep's Curry Hut.
Yeah, you can't have it all. You know, you can't.
Everybody's a storyteller now.
Yeah, everyone. I just even like a menu. It's like we're storytellers, or just someone like you'll get even your plumber is like I'm a storyteller. Like I had a plumber just unclogging a thing the other day, and he was talking, and I was like, oh, what? I thought he was talking to me about the pipe,
right?
And you know how you pretend to listen and go, yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
It's crazy. I know about that. Yeah, and then but he's like, no, this is for the gram. I'm huge. On Instagram.
A plumber.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, my stories are blowing up. I'm a storyteller.
A plumber's a storyteller.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's a storyteller now.
Right, but nobody reads.
No one reads a book.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone in the past used to read books, but no one would tell you their story.
Right.
They'd be reading even like a Dickensian wench would be literally reading Charles Dickens.
Because in those days, Charles Dickens, which is like elaborate literature, like beautiful,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not an easy read.
No, I couldn't read it. Yeah, it's too
not
too
now.
dense.
Fried brains.
My fried brain could barely get past.
I have trouble reading. I have to work up to it.
Yeah,
but back then, books were like Netflix.
Yeah.
So dudes that were fucking cleaning chimneys, if they wanted entertainment, the entertainment was reading.
Yeah.
But if you asked them for their story, like, what's your story? They'd be like, I don't know, governor.
Nothing to tell you.
I don't want to tell you nothing.
Yeah, it'd be like, nothing, everything's fine. My lord. Everything's fine, my lord. You know what I mean? But they'd be reading Dickens going, this is a lovely little story.
I've got Dickens to look forward to tonight.
Yeah, Dickens is a wonderful storyteller.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you want to tell me your story? I don't have any stories. I'm just a
chimney sweep, governor.
Now the chimney sweeper's documenting the chimney, going like, look at this. We're going to clear the chimney. This is me when the chimney.
Yeah.
Clearing
telling
the chimney.
The story. I'm a chimney sweeper and I live here and this is my life every day. I get up at 5 a.m. and, I do this, then I come and clean the chimney.
I have a bowl of granola.
I feel great when the chimney's cleaner now, and he has 1 million followers. He's getting endorsements from fucking...
Man, have you seen Chimney Sweep? Fuck that dude.
Fucking
hilarious.
Dude, man. He fucking cleaned this chimney out the other day, man. It was like black.
Yeah.
And he's getting endorsements. Hey, it's fucking whatever.
He's the best storyteller out there.
When that cunt from fucking Nike was like getting criticized for slave labor and Nike, and then he said, oh, Nike shoes, it's just a storytelling platform.
Yeah.
Telling a story through the shoe, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, the marketing dude for Nike. He's like, he said, Nike's not a shoe, it's a storytelling platform.
It's akin to fucking Stalin saying the Gulag is a fucking storytelling platform.
In a way it is, yeah. The Archipelago.
Yeah, true. That was a great book.
The Gulag.
Gulag Diaries.
The Gulag blog.
Yeah, wouldn't have happened without,
But the chimney sweep guy going like, this is me,
And
he'd be like, yeah, he can't read. He's got an acquired brain injury. He can only tell stories. He can't read them.
Yeah, he can't read because of Apple, TikTok, fucking just brain fried modern world.
Yeah.
But he's a storyteller.
Yeah. Some of the most prominent storytellers can't read.
Yeah. Well, reading's going downhill a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, again, like, we can't change that. Nobody's like, I'm trying to articulate this fucking pent up feeling we all have that this whole experiment's going too far. I mean, the phone and shit, Apple releasing fucking virtual reality glasses, we're all like, this is just actually becoming the real Matrix.
Yeah. No, it's like people already have the AirPods in full time.
Now they've got the VR goggles.
Yeah.
And you know how it'll start. They're about $5,000, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. So it'll start like, I'm not buying that. Like the Apple Watch, same.
Yeah.
And then in 2 or 3 generations, it'll be like, oh, if you want to join the Zoom meeting, you got to get your Apple goggles.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 generations after that, the Apple fucking VR headset 10 will be out and it'll be just incredible, seamless. And you'll be, living life with a screen here in front of your face. You'll be watching your son play soccer.
You'll be walking around with a pickaxe, just getting revenge on everyone that betrayed you in the real world, but having their real life simulacrums in the...
Oh, I see. You mean like augmented reality?
Yeah.
Where you walk around and you see Terry at work and you're like, hey, Terry.
Yeah.
And then graphically you're witnessing his head get cut off.
You see a barista and you're like, yeah, you made fun of me because I didn't know what beans were. You fucking dog.
Yeah.
You mutt.
So you're able to...
Yeah.
You fucking mutt.
Oh, beans are the atoms of coffee, are they?
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Are the atoms of coffee?
You know, they say shit like
Yeah,
that. They
yeah,
have the
they're like,
molecular structure of caffeine. Beans are atoms.
Mm.
You're fucking funny.
Beans
now.
are the building blocks of my story, and I tell my story with coffee. That's the kind of cunt shit you'd fucking hear these days.
I'm not a barista. I'm a storyteller. The beans are my atoms. I'm a scientist as well of coffee.
You know what you are, mate? You're a fucking loser. And when I got my augmented reality headset on, I'm going to witness you getting fucking pulled out of here by your hair, mate.
Yeah, well,
Dragged out.
Yeah, I'll frog march you out.
Yeah.
Put you in a headlock.
Yeah, so you get these virtual fantasies of revenge, and then, of course, you just go, thanks for the flat white, man.
Yeah, you
like
laughed at me because I fucking took the wrong bathroom key. It was actually a piece of furniture.
Yeah, when you have the key attached to a vacuum cleaner, mate, you think I'm going to fucking carry this around?
I think I'm here to amuse you.
Yeah.
I'll fucking use it to vacuum your toupee off your dog.
Well, I guess you'll have graphical images of everybody that you'll be able to resort to. So you'll be able, so your glasses will record reality, and then you'll be able to go back and rewatch reality how you wanted it.
You'll be with your psychologist. Now tell them how you really feel.
Yeah, and it'll put on the hologram or the image of the person. You're like, look, when you said that you work with beans, it fucking annoys me, okay? You work with the coffee beans.
I can't say why it annoys me when you say you work with beans, but I feel like it's just, the term is just...
You're making something that isn't pretentious. You fucking pour coffee, mate.
I want to go into a microbrewery, like a craft beer, you know, where the guy looks like a fucking Gandalf or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, would you want this beer? And then you're like, can I just get like the most basic pale ale you've got? Because this shit just makes me sick. And they're like, yeah.
I don't want the mango one, mate. I don't want your mango nectar fucking beer, mate.
Yeah.
Give me the one from Forex where the workers bash each other and when they're making it, there's actual football play, like they're forming scrums as they piss into the beer and they toss some workers in, and that's all in the flavour.
Gordon Tallis is just brewing it, like just laughing like a maniacal wizard, like. That's what I imagine happens at the Forex factory. He just churns the cauldron and he's like pissing into it, and they're dropping apprentices in. Yeah.
Gordon Tallis, for those who don't know, is a famous Australian football player who the brewery here is a sponsor of the football team here. He's a legend of that team. He's a legend of that team, and I feel like he could walk anywhere in this state as a former football legend.
Yeah.
And I reckon if he walked into the brewery, they'd just go, yep.
Oh, he could
just walk in.
He could climb into the beer.
Yeah.
You know, like that Nesquik ad when the rabbit goes in and drowns the pool of chocolate milk?
Yeah, right.
He could do that with a big straw. If Gordon Tallis went into the cauldron of Forex beer and just started like slurping it, they'd be like, no, it's fine.
I reckon the CEO would come down and go, what's going on? It's like, it's Gordon Tallis. He's drinking all the beer again, straight out of the actual cauldron of where it, the main, it's like, it's ruining our supplies. And it's like, well, you tell him. I'm not telling him.
One of our best storytellers is in the vat drinking all the beer.
A master storyteller.
But the technology's too good. Like your phone is just, it's a magnetic thing. It's like I was putting it in a lockbox just to lock it away because I couldn't deal with the willpower depletion.
The willpower. You've got the most intelligent, well-funded organizations in human history making that phone addictive. You're going to fucking win.
And I feel like if Gollum had a lockbox in Lord of the Rings to put the ring in, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, they wouldn't have had lockboxes back then.
Yeah.
My precious. It's like time for in the lockbox. You can have it tomorrow.
Yeah, put a timer on it. And then Gollum would go back to fishing or whatever he was doing. Like he could focus on it, mindfulness.
Yeah. I feel like he was big into fishing, Gollum, before that bloody ring turned up.
Well, that's the thing with the lockbox. It's good because you time it. So you get like an hour with the ring at night.
Yeah.
Because I'd put my phone in it all day. Not only that, I put it on airplane mode and put it in the lockbox. So it was like double bagging a condom.
Yeah, right.
It's like even if I do open it and get airplane mode, like, do you know what I mean? I've still got to get airplane. But like then when I opened it, it was like the ring for me. I was like, my precious, and you get proof that people are still on board with you. And then you
social. Oh wow, yeah, I'm still part of some kind of weird, disparate community.
Or alienated people that I think are acquaintances or friends. I think they still, someone said hello. Proof, evidence that's still in the community. But yeah, then But then, like, do you know what I mean? So the golem could have put the ring in the lockbox, then had it out for an hour, going, fuck yeah, like put the ring on, fuck around, put it back in.
Yeah. Do it, whatever it is he stares at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon he regrets finding the ring, Gollum. He's like, I regret that. Like, you know, sometimes they have documentaries later.
Yeah.
Like a comedian or an actor, and they get late in life. I regret when I did this and that. I reckon Gollum would be like, I regret the ring.
Yeah.
Wish I hadn't found it.
Like a Talking Heads thing. It
Yeah.
comes up Gollum. Like it's his name and stuff.
Yeah, Gollum.
It's like, yeah, I was really quite a good fisherman and or fisher hobgoblin or whatever I am, but like I was into it. Like I used to just mindfully fish, like because fishing's so mindful too.
It is, yeah.
Like literally, it's like almost a metaphor for just
Mm.
you relax.
Mm.
You don't even need the fish.
Yeah.
He wasn't even needy because
It looks like that anyway.
Yeah.
I think if I was doing it, I'd be thinking about regret, revenge, people who betrayed me. What did he mean when he said, you know, here's the tackle or whatever? Like even, you know, like little social interactions would play in my mind as I'm fly fishing on a beautiful river.
Yeah, like why did that person? Yeah, you're just doing that while catching a carp.
That's how but it looks on TV like they're very relaxed and enjoying themselves and so on.
Yeah. When you see, you know, Rex Hunt in a recliner chair.
But
what you don't see is him like headbutting a security guard in RSL that night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't see that side of Rex Hunt.
Well, I think there'd be plenty of fishermen that...
No, there is footage of that side, but yeah, it's well documented.
I wonder if people even know who Rex Hunt is. That's a bit of a 90s reference.
But yeah, I feel like, yeah, Gollum would regret it. It's like I regret having an iPhone because it's Pandora's box.
Yeah. It has gone too far, hasn't it?
But I
feel like again, it's that thing of like, it's a weird relationship we have. It's like this AI thing. It's like, I don't know, should we be doing this? You can't even fathom it in your brain.
No, well, you got like Ozempic as well, taking the friction out of weight loss.
Weight loss drug.
Yeah.
That's become incredibly popular.
It's the ChatGPT of weight loss.
Right, because...
It takes the friction out. Like, just as ChatGPT takes the friction out of intellectual labor, Ozempic takes the friction out of, like, exercise labor.
Right.
Because you don't have to exercise.
You don't have to... It's the quick pill.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT is the same for, like, creativity or generating an essay or whatever.
Yeah.
It's frictionless. There's no struggle.
There's no struggle. So if you remove struggle, what's left?
Well, if you take this progression 10 years later, there'll just be no struggle.
Yeah.
And then just end up in a situation where you're just a fat blob in a floating hovercraft type machine.
Or a thin blob.
Like
you'll be like a ripped blob.
Yeah, well, I guess.
A mental blob, I guess.
Yeah, the brain will be the thing that's atrophied.
Yeah, but you'll be ripped and from the Ozempic.
Because you'll just have genetic modification, Ozempic, whatever the thing is that makes you ripped.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there'll be things that make you intelligent too.
Yeah. But you won't be able to have that struggle muscle of like dealing with friction and shit. Yeah,
that's true.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's crazy. I feel like, you know, Kanye West and Morpheus both think the Holocaust didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck, that's such a funny segue. Yeah, I know what you mean about that. Anyway, I think Kanye West and Morpheus both think the Holocaust didn't happen.
Well, but for different reasons.
Right.
Like Kanye just thinks it was a fake.
Right. I think I know what you're saying. So what you're saying is, this is a bit of jumping around, but you're saying that the Matrix is a simulation.
Yeah.
So Morpheus is saying, hey, everything you think is real isn't. It's a computer program. It's totally fake.
Yeah.
And so therefore it means that includes the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because everything's fake.
Yeah, totally.
The whole reality is fake, including the Holocaust.
He's like, I wish it didn't. If it was up to me, it would be real.
Like he's stuck in a real political correct conundrum.
Well, yeah, because he could lose his job as Morpheus for saying that.
Right.
Or whatever. You know?
Yeah. It's like Morpheus isn't our leader anymore. Because he denied the Holocaust. Yeah, but the whole reality...
He denies everything, though.
I like this little piece of information. Because is this not correct? It's a glitch in the ideology of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because you can type in a chat... This is just for context.
Yeah.
You can type in a ChatGPT, is it possible this reality is a simulation? And it goes, yes, it's totally possible.
And probable, yeah.
And probable. It says it's probable that this is a simulation. So then you go, therefore, the Holocaust isn't real.
Yeah.
Because it's part of a simulation in this reality. And it goes, no, it is real.
ChatGPT goes, there's historical evidence.
Yeah. But you just said history isn't real. It's a simulation made up by a computer program. And it's like, correct. So therefore the Holocaust isn't real.
No, that bit's real.
That bit's real.
It's like Asterix, everything's a simulation, Asterix except for the Holocaust.
So what you're saying is that Morpheus is denying the Holocaust because he believes the whole reality is a simulation
and staged.
Whereas Kanye West is that he thinks it's fake, but for different reasons.
Yeah, he just thinks it's fake because he's an anti-Semite.
Right.
So you've got two types of Holocaust denial. You've got anti-Semites and then like professors of philosophy and
to
scientists.
Believe that reality itself isn't real.
I just like the idea of like a scientist, like a theoretical physicist who's just proven it's all a simulation, getting arrested in Germany or whatever, because it's illegal to deny it. But he's like, I'm denying everything. Like,
yeah, it's like, well, that includes the Holocaust. Didn't you get?
Yeah, like it's like, no, I love Israel, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the simulation, Tel Aviv's my favorite place to visit.
In the simulation, it happened, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Like, but the simulation means that nothing's real.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a double-edged sword.
It feels like we're heading towards, like, I feel like the VR glasses that have become more and more elaborate till you can just plug into a reality. I feel like the Matrix will be voluntary.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, get in my Matrix chair.
Yeah. It'll be like opting in for a tote bag or whatever.
I think we just accept the reality that Google is, and whoever, just are like siphoning our data. Like it's just accepted.
Yeah.
Like I like the idea that when you're in incognito mode, everything you search just goes straight to Google and they laugh.
Yeah, it just gets
hysterically
sent and put on like a huge screen. And it's
office.
like the lunch break at Google, and they just come in and they go, fuck, he's got a micro penis.
Yeah, he's searching in incognito mode.
I think incognito mode's the only part that's not incognito.
Right.
Because there's no way they would see the actual searches you just have on Google, because there's just too many.
Right.
Don't you reckon? Because incognito, they're like, why do you do this?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Because everyone's incognito searches would be weird, because otherwise why would they put them in incognito?
Totally. I Google opening hours on incognito. But yeah, it's...
Why?
I don't want anyone knowing I'm going to Grilled. But yeah,
that's
like you blast the I reckon the incognito is actually linked by neural link to like Jeff Bezos or whatever. So you just see him laughing and it's like, why is he laughing all the time?
So you think in a way Google might have created a window for them just to see the most hysterically funny and embarrassing moments of your life through their secret hidden search incognito mode.
It's a secret portal that leads to their office.
And they can just sit back and eat popcorn and just watch,
Well, we think they're in hammocks and playing ping pong, but they're just looking at the incognito and laughing.
Yeah. Can you enlarge a micro penis?
Yeah.
What classifies a micro penis? Will there be a cure for micro penis? Like just all micro penis.
What household appliances can be applied to a micro penis?
What, as in to enlarge it?
Yeah. Like, can I put it in a blender or whatever?
Why would you put your a micro penis? Would be hard to get in a blender, I guess.
You can get smaller ones, smaller blenders. But yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think it just goes direct debit to their fucking office.
Direct debit, yeah.
But I also think it's funny, like, because obviously, like, you know, you think of doomsday preppers, and I think the apocalypse is happening this soon. But yeah, you think
that the apocalypse is? You think that that's this territory we're in of fake reality is a sign of the final stages?
Yeah, well, I just think it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I saw an 80-year-old dude with a lanyard of a Pikachu.
Right.
You know, so it's like this
glitches in the Matrix.
That's a glitch.
That's a glitch in the simulation.
I saw a guy on a penny farthing, but with the Lime bike helmet.
Right.
And when I saw him, And when I saw him, I was on
Right.
a Lime bike, but without the Lime helmet.
Right. You weren't wearing an old-timey helmet with the goggles by any chance, were you?
If I'd had like that,
Yeah.
what's that, steampunk?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they had like a, like there was a fuse box
You-
and like
you-
a monocle
Yeah.
and like an exhaust fume. You know how steampunk's weird? Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's the weirdest aesthetic. And then you pass each other penny farthing with a Lime helmet and you with a weird steampunk goggles on a Lime bike.
on a Lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go past and I'm looking at him and I'm like, this is all a G up.
Yeah, nothing's real.
This can't.
It's
I just
like
saw an
when
80-year-old dude with a lanyard of a Pikachu. Like, so I don't know.
You know
That
what it's
shouldn't have
like when
happened.
when you in a computer game you select your character and you can change their costume and details and
Yeah.
they're like spinning and it's like vest,
Yeah.
jumper, no shirt, singlet, like and you're just going click, 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 and then just put it into reality and a
Yeah.
dude on a penny farthing rides past with a Lime scooter helmet.
Yeah, we created a complete Lime bike between us. Like the two of us together was a complete Lime bike.
It does feel like the end of times when you say that.
Oh, just all the scooters and it's just weird. You know?
It is a weird time. It's
The
a
people gliding around on
discombobulating.
scooters, like
Yeah.
this.
They look
With
so
great
unhappy.
posture.
Yeah. Great posture and just indifference. It kind of is like the ultimate, not an analogy might be the wrong word, but it's the ultimate sort of symbol of technology. Like we get it. It's
Yeah.
incredible, but you're just like indifferent.
Yeah.
Like you'll be, like with your Google glasses on, your fucking Apple glasses, and like I say, watching your son take their first steps, and you're also at the same time watching the finale of Game of Thrones.
yeah.
Your
you'll be
eyes are shifting down, like you got a meme about Lady Gaga's pussy or something.
with
like,
this eye, you're watching your mother-in-law perish, like live stream.
yeah,
And then this one, you're watching The Good Wife, season 4
yeah,
finale. And you're
Yeah.
like crying with this eye, but this eye's like, fuck yeah.
yeah.
Good
oh,
wife.
this is a better storyline.
Better storyline, better storytellers.
Storytelling. You know what's funny about the apocalypse? Say, like you watch Doomsday Preppers, eh?
Yeah, mullets, like hoarding sachets of soup in the mullet and all this.
It's
Hillbillies.
fascinating. You know why? Because, like you say, you got Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Steve fucking whatever, Jeff Bezos, Steve Bezos,
Steve Bezos.
Steve Bezos.
Unemployed Steve Jobs.
You've got billionaires and millionaires with bunkers and doomsday preparations. And then the other end of the spectrum is total hillbilly, white trash, caravan, out in the woods. The doomsday's
One tooth.
coming. Yeah.
And so there's no middle class doomsday preppers.
Right.
Did you know what I mean? There's no like chartered accountant at PricewaterhouseCoopers that's like, yeah, so I lived in a 3-bedroom house and then this is the bunker where I'm prepping. Do you know what? It's either the richest oligarchs of society, like the richest 20 people, or it's the lowest of the low. And like the doomsday preppers, they're all conspiracy theorists too. So the only people that will survive the apocalypse will be people who think COVID was genetically engineered by Bill Gates and Bill Gates.
Yeah. So they'll have to socialize.
Yeah.
You're like, I know you caused this. Oh, I didn't. I swear to God, I didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah. You caused it. And that he'll be like, you can use my jacuzzi. I mean,
Yeah, he's
Like
got the
he'll have
best
him over?
bunker. Yeah, they'll have to get along.
they won't be able to trade rations because it's just the gap.
Yeah,
Will
well,
be
one
too
guy
big.
will have cartons of Mother Energy drink and Bill Gates will have sachets of pure silicon-based, fucking some hardcore genetically modified perfect superfood.
Lamb ragu.
Or just lamb ragu.
Like just good shit.
Yeah.
It'll be a good reality TV show.
Yeah. It
Bill
sounds-
Gates and the preppers that think he caused it,
Yeah.
and just them trying to like get along, like maybe a comedy.
Yeah, but they have to get along to survive.
Yeah,
And one's furious at him, like a sitcom. The hillbilly's furious at him for causing the demise of civilization. And Bill Gates is like, he's like the goofy, like, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
tried.
yeah.
I didn't think this was going to happen. And they're having big arguments like, you can use my fishing rod to,
Yeah.
you can borrow it.
Yeah, well, fucking, you should never fucking done this, cunt.
Like,
Yeah,
they get, it's like the Odd Couple.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just picture the image on the ad for it on Paramount Plus. It's like Bill Gates going,
Yeah, and then the
and then
hillbilly.
the hillbilly like,
Yeah.
Of course, in reality, he ends up bashing Bill Gates to death and
Oh, that's
stealing
a
his
bit rusty,
bunker.
yeah,
Yeah, sticking things up his ass.
They definitely, yeah.
In as he bashes him and
They
so on.
dismantle his femurs,
Yeah.
his body.
They'd end up cooking and eating him, kicking him to death, and then take his family prisoner and then live in his bunker and so on.
Yeah, they should have a Doomsday Preppers show just with the billionaires, just going, so this is the second jacuzzi I have just in case the first one breaks down. In the bunker, you know?
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be on the Nat Geo.
Right.
Because it's funny that Doomsday Preppers is on Nat Geo because it's almost like the anthropology channel. They're like studying lower beings. Like
and Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah. They're like, here's a giraffe and giraffes do this and the lion comes and the Serengeti and also here's Darren with industrial amounts of soup that he's been stockpiling for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like, oh, Darren's on our level, on the viewer's level.
Right. It's either this is how complicated and socializing is amongst bonobos, and Darren got vast amounts of laundry detergent cheap through Groupons that he keeps in his bunker.
Yeah.
So that he can make different types of bombs out of the chemicals. And
he's addicted to coupons and drinking detergent. And and you judge him, you know. He's got it, you know.
You know what's interesting is that I think when you said that thing about how it's either extreme rich or extreme poverty that are doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
I reckon it's because they're the two people outside of the system and the middle class people are like, we're invested in it.
Oh, right. That's so true, yeah.
You know, we're like, we go to the job, we do the thing, we get the money, we go on the holiday, life is enjoyable. But at the top, they're like, holy fuck, this whole thing's falling apart. I'm watching it from afar. And then poor people are equally like, this whole system's fucked me. I'm not a part of this.
Yeah.
This is going to fall apart. We're like, it isn't going to fall apart. That's crazy. Just increasing evidence it's going to fall apart. Ridiculous, like nuclear war, inevitable, China war, Russia war.
They're really the outsiders get the true perspective.
Yeah.
Because they're just not in the system.
Right.
Because like the people who run the system, like Bill Gates and all those people, they're not in the system either.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're looking down at it, and then the hillbillies are like just out of it through meth addiction or whatever, and OxyContin.
Yeah, and just
fentanyl.
like conspiracy theories. Like you never meet a conspiracy theorist who's got a good life, do you?
No.
It's never like, I'm a CEO. I get up in the morning, I have an ice bath, I go for a run, I have a rigorous yoga routine, then I check my emails to respond to international clients. All because, of course, the Jews run the media and so on, and I believe that there's a reptilian overlord people that are making, things hard. So that's, I got to keep that in mind while I'm running my accounting firm.
Luckily, they're also telling me to diversify my gut microbiome to live longer.
And also my stock portfolio. But of course, the stocks benefit the reptilian people. But for now,
You're right. There's no like doomsday prepper conspiracy theorists that stockpiling probiotics. Like probiotic yogurts and stuff. This will help my immune system. If
right.
The nuclear cloud, it's always like, we got this soup that's fucked.
Meat chunky soup, y'all.
Like it's no brand soup.
That'll end up bashing Bill Gates over the head with it.
That'll be the true TV show to watch.
The final one. Well, I can't think of a better finale than that.
Oh, well, I was going to say one more thing, sorry, about fentanyl.
No, go on. Yeah,
about
fentanyl.
the art galleries, how they're like sponsored by, the Sackler family that's responsible for the opioid epidemic.
Right, yeah.
And they're taking down their names. The pharmaceutical company like Sackler family is getting taken down. They're in every museum. They sponsored art.
Because often big corporate interests sponsor, like mining companies sponsor entire festivals over here. Yeah, because it just it shows they have a community face.
Yeah. On the reptile.
Behind the reptile.
On the reptile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Underneath it. But yeah,
reptile dysfunction.
They're like they have that like mask over it. And what's funny is like, the only way I can tolerate going to a museum is if I'm on Valium. So even if they take their names down, if I'm at the museum, they're still sponsoring it because it's in my bloodstream.
Right, I get it.
They're still sponsoring my appreciation of the arts.
Right, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I take pharmaceuticals to enjoy museums.
Right, so they're either way they're getting their work or their influence into the museum, whether it's in your bloodstream,
Or on a placard.
Yeah, so you can quell your harrowing anxieties while you look at a
Screaming
Picasso.
void.
Yeah, that picture of literally screaming in the void while you're taking Valium to stop screaming into the void.
And appreciate it.
Yeah, and they're like, we took the pharmaceutical company's name down. It's like, that's a shame because I'm on their drug.
Yeah, in a way, they're sponsoring the appreciation of the arts in an even more profound way.
Yeah, because most artists take OxyContin.
Yeah.
It helps relax in the mind.
Van Gogh could still have his 2 ears.
Van Gogh.
If he'd been on, fentanyl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you take fentanyl and then forget about the ear.
Yeah, well, if you took Xanax, you wouldn't be you'd be too relaxed to cut your own ear off.
Yeah.
The thoughts that make you do it would be gone. You just have a good sleep.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact that the Sackler name was on the museums, no one really even paid attention to that anyway. But
yeah,
when it's in your bloodstream, you do pay attention to it.
It's having a real direct effect.
It's puppeteering your neuromuscular system. You know what I mean? Like it's pulling the strings on you. You're like, yeah, let's look at this for a bit and look. This one. Thanks, Sackler.
Thanks, Sackler.
Thanks, Sackler, man. You go up to the guy running the museum. Thanks to Sacklers because it's all so good. Sublime art, dude.
Yeah, like you finish the tour of the gallery and you're like, hey, just send my thanks to Sackler, man.
Yeah.
Because you're on Xanax.
Dude's enchiladas are dope.
Yeah, and the pharmaceutical companies, man, you could send my regards, dude.
To the curator?
Yeah.
Like the security guy? You're like, do you have any fucking, this stuff's 20 milligrams really hits the piece, Mark. Just like reading his name badge and stuff. Your name badge is a painting, dude.
Thank God for pharmaceutical companies.
Hey, get this guy out. He's sponsored by the Sackler family.
Yeah,
get him out. Take him out with the placards.
No more sponsorship of Sackler family. No more pharmaceutical companies here sponsoring the thing or people sponsoring the actual gallery or people walking in.
Take the plaque off.
Yeah.
And the guy with plaques on his brain. Like barnacles on the whale of his brain from OxyContin abuse. Get the plaque out and the guy with plaques.
Oh, shit.
So God bless Sackler.
Yeah. Okay, so that I think is the finale. The Sackler finale. Have some Sackler later today. I hope everyone listening has access to Sackler pharmaceutical drugs.
It's democracy.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Thanks. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.